What's up, all you amazing humans out there? Welcome to the Back on Track podcast. Welcome, welcome. I am Jennifer Bulbrook, your host, dedicated to offering you a unique experience through inspiration and motivation by showing you that you are somebody. And I am somebody. We own who we are because we are somebody. And this week, I have a very, very special guest yet again. And we have Pili from Big Brother Canada Season 3. Season 3, correct?
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
long time ago.
Yes.
I did not know you were going to introduce me because of that. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there because people are going to notice like that's who you are as we're talking, because I want to bring in some of the um what it's like to be on TV and how that might affect some people's mental health and that. So that might be come up. So I just kind of want to put that out there. But you are a coach foremost in anything, and you are out there helping people on a daily basis transform their lives. And that's something we're definitely going to be chatting about. So thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you coming on and talking. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is great. And I think this is a huge topic and it needs to be spoken and talked about way more often. We need to normalize talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Just the way we do about physical health. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So let's just kind of dive right into it. And so you are like do you classify yourself as a fitness coach or a transformation coach? Like, because you kind of transform everybody's like complete lives, right?
Yeah, I think all of the above fits. No, I call myself, I'm a personal trainer. I am a personal trainer. Like that's the job, that's the career. But I do call myself a coach. Reason being is because I don't like to just have a client and show up to do a workout or to design them a workout and see you later. I'll talk to you next week kind of thing. No, I think especially now in the world we live in right now, it goes so much beyond that. It's not just the work. It's in fact, the workout is the easy part nowadays. It is more of coaching people how to get from point A to point B, all the way to point Z, changing their lives, right? Like I'm here to change your life. I'm here to coach you how to do that, how to live with balance in your life, how to not starve and still get to your goals. And I think that does fall into the coaching aspect and not so much in the training aspect. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, and let's kind of dive right in for those people that are already going, oh, like this is just not for me. I can't get off the couch. It's too hard. It's, it's kind of putting themselves out of their comfort zone. They're just like they don't want to get off the couch. Like, what do you say to those people?
Well, that's a whole mindset thing, right? I think motivation comes and goes. And if we have a little bit of an ounce of motivation one day, I think it's good to take advantage of that little bit that we have. But that's never, like, we cannot rely on motivation. Like, you can't just wait until motivation kicks up and it shows up, and because that might not ever happen, right? The discipline that you have is what will get you there. And it really is, I tell my clients this all the time, it's really a matter of remembering your why. But your why can be something small and superficial. It has to be, you have to dig. You must find something in your life so deep in there that will get you off that couch, but that it's easier said than done, finding your why. But so that's where your discipline comes in. Like, how disciplined are you? How bad do you want it, right? I like exercise and fitness, like that all makes you feel great once you've done it. But getting to that point, getting to the do part, it is very difficult. And honestly, if it was easy to do, every single person out there would be rocking it, right? Like it's a challenge and it's hard for a reason. But like I said, it all falls under the umbrella of mental health. Like you have to start with your mental health. If your mindset, if you're not willing to change your mindset, there's no way that you can change the rest. You can show up for a workout, but is it going to be as productive at, you know what I mean? Like it's not, the results are not going to be there or the same.
Yeah, and you actually touched base on a couple of things that I actually was gonna talk to you about. Like one was like, what do we need to focus on first? Is it like mental health? Is it the physical part? Is it like, do they go hand in hand?
They do go hand in hand. For someone who's really, really, really struggling, I would suggest, honestly, starting small and simple. Like I tell my clients always to set smart goals, like something so small and so like something that is going to be achievable for your lifestyle and yeah, for your day to day. So something that you know you're going to be able to achieve, and something so small, instead of, because our brains, this is how our brains work. If we tell ourselves, oh my gosh, I have to work out this week, every single day this week, your brain, it seems so, the end of the week seems so far away, and it almost seems impossible, right?
Yeah.
But if you tell yourself, I'm going to work out in 1 hour, so that's a very small goal that you can certainly achieve, right? You can accomplish that. It's just one simple thing. So if you play that hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by, like, you know what I mean? It just escalates, then that's the way to do it. But you really have to set yourself goals that you know you're going to enjoy so that you can achieve. If you don't enjoy runner, if you're not a runner, why would you set yourself to go and run a marathon by the end of the month? Like, that's just not going to happen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And so when you were saying like to find your why, what would like will people know when they find their why? How do they know what their why is?
That's a good question. I think they'll know if they found their why if that reason gets them up, and that reason, it's motivating enough, it's like powerful enough, empowering them enough to get it done, right? And often people say, oh, to run with my kids when I'm older, or oh, to have a better lifestyle. Those are very superficial reasons, and this is the reason why people don't stick to their why. Like, you want to, and I can't even give you an example right now, but you want to dive deep. Like, why? I want to be healthier. Okay. Why is being healthier important to you? To be able to live longer. Okay. Why is living longer important? You really got to ask yourself maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 30 questions, but you got to dig and really find. Our brains, our bodies, our lives are like an onion, right? You got to peel those layers and get to the very bottom of that. All those layers that are covering us are superficial, and that's not the way to get to your why or to your goals. You gotta peel those, and sometimes it becomes like, it's tough, right? Like, peeling those layers of the onion of our lives is, in my the answer might be going to therapy, you know, like taking care of that mental health. Like, it might not be as simple as we think. You know, it might, the answer most of the time, I guarantee you, is taking care, working on your mental health, because there are layers in your mental health that you are probably not even aware of, you know, our blind spots that we can't like we can't see. So it's so complex. There's so much to mental health, and like,
Yeah, and I
people
feel
want
like
the fast answer. People want the right, like the fast fix. If I had a pill, Jennifer, if I sold a pill for $100, and I told everyone that that pill was going to fix all the problems, was gonna get them to their goal just by taking it, I would be retired by now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
People aren't willing to invest because it costs money, but they're not willing to invest in their mental health. And I would never put a price on your mental health.
Yeah. Kind of like you said with like the physical health, like it's hard, and if it wasn't hard, then everybody would do it. And it's kind of the same with the mental health. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy to dig up those feelings that you've been burying, and those thoughts that you've been trying to avoid having, and that. And so for you to do that, it's just as hard as the physical workout, but it's just as important.
Exactly. It really goes together. And when I see people investing so much money, and not just money, but time into fitness. So like, they're spending hours at the gym, or they're spending like class, like whatever the case may be. I tell them, well, how about you invest that half of that time, half of that money into your either nutrition or into a mental health coach. You know what I mean? Like, people think they just, oh, if you follow a workout, like the workout is really, really the easy part. There are free workouts everywhere, all over social media nowadays. But that's really not the answer.
Yeah. And like, let's talk about nutrition a bit. Like, do you think nutrition has an effect with our mental health? Because a
Oh,
lot of people feel like it's two separate things.
yeah. So 1000%. Nutrition is everything, because when you fuel your body properly with the right nutrients, with what you need, then it leads to you feel better, and not just physically, but mentally, right? You're thinking clearer, your body doesn't feel as inflamed, you're able to perform better, your energy levels increase like crazy. Like, there are so many benefits. But again, these are benefits that I guess with exercise, you do release endorphins, so it just naturally makes you feel good. But when it comes to fitness and health, the progress or the results, what people call it, they're not instant. Yeah, after one workout or after one good meal, you might feel great, like you can rock on the world, but it's not an instant gratification that you get. Versus when you buy a water bottle, you get the water bottle, you buy a coffee, you get you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why people struggle the most investing, because you're in there for a journey. You're not, it's not an instant exchange. And nutrition, it's a huge part, right? You people think they can eat well and nurture their bodies for a week, maybe a month, pushing it, but then a month comes in and you're like, okay, I still don't see anything, and then they're done. Like, and that is where discipline sticks around, right? You build enough habits during that time that you are disciplined, because like I said, motivation is not always going to show up. But yeah, everything goes hand in hand. Nutrition, fitness, health, everything it's all part of that equation, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that, like what's the difference between like motivation and like determination and, getting through it, because I know for me motivation doesn't really stick around long term. It's kind of more of a short-term thing.
Yeah.
And so so if motivation isn't it's what everybody keeps seeking though,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so like what do you say to those people that are constantly saying, "Oh, like I'm just waiting to get motivated," and I'm like,
Yeah,
what do
that's
you
not.
say to them?
Well, it is about being determined. Like, are you disciplined? Not so much disciplined, but are you determined to get the job done? Like, no one is going to do it for you. And you can wish all you want, you can talk all you want, but you gotta just literally have the mental strength and the right mindset to show up for yourself and get it done. If you want it bad enough, then do it. You just have to. What's actually helped for me a ton is working on my mindset, right? People all the time, just the way I show up on social media, like, how are you always so freaking happy and upbeat? Like, how are you always so positive?
Mhm.
Truth be told, this I'm not, but it is a mindset thing, right? If you keep feeding your brain negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative, it will crave negativeness. And that's just the way I've chosen to shift my mindset. I had, for 20 plus years, I had the biggest fixed mindset. And as soon as I change that to a growth mindset, like, if I have a negative thought or a negative feeling, okay, I pause myself, like, how can I shift this? Like, how I can't fix anything that can be fixed. So I'm gonna try and like, shift that for a positive mindset. And what is the determination behind that mindset? Like, what is it that you want to accomplish? And what are the steps that you must take in order to accomplish that goal? And then determination is what's going to get you there, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like figure and focus on what you can control, right? Like
Exactly.
the facts out there, the situations out there that you can't control, there's no point of really worrying about those, but what you can worry about is the thoughts you have about those facts and those
Exactly.
situations.
A really good example, Jennifer, would be the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit, everyone was on the same page. Everyone was home, miserable. And so I chose to take advantage of the shitty situation. As weird as that may sound, I chose to flip that, like, to change that around,
Mhm.
change my mindset, my attitude towards it. Like, I knew it was going to stick for a long time. So
Mhm.
I had two options. One, sit on my couch and complain, hate the government that had, like, rules are rules,
Mhm.
or shift my mindset and try to help as many people as I possibly could. And that is how I launched my own business, because I shifted my mindset. I was motivated, of course,
Mhm.
but then I was disciplined enough to help people and stick around, and I never gave up. And times were tough, but I was making a huge impact. I was helping.
Mhm.
And but it's because I just took advantage of the situation. So like you just said, control the things that you can control and focus on that versus the things that you can't control. I couldn't control not leaving my house. I couldn't control losing my job. I could,
Mm-hmm.
I could control helping people. And
Yeah.
that's where I got 3 years later.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Yeah. And you kind of like found your why.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And of course, when it comes to a business, you start small and you don't go into a business thinking, oh, I'm choosing a business to be rich, to be a mil. No, you go in, especially the fitness industry. You go into the business because you are passionate, you love it, you want to be there for people, you want to help people, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you want people to succeed. And so yeah, that's a whole different topic, but you have a matter, you have a, what's it called, situation.
Mm-hmm.
You either take advantage of it and do what you can, or you can whine, complain about it, and just drown,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly. And you have a choice. So
You
many
have a
people
choice.
feel like things are happening to them, but they have a choice in the matter.
Exactly. I always tell my clients, you are the CEO of your life. The way you would treat your business, the way you treat your business,
Mm-hmm.
literally, that's the way you should treat your life. Like, how do you want to live your life? I want to wake up and make the best out of every day. Like, we don't know when the life will end for us. Like, we
Yeah.
don't know that. We're healthy right now, we're
Mm-hmm.
we're capable, so why not take advantage of those things? When we get sick, we're like, oh, I wish I would do anything to feel fine. Well, you're fine right now, so
Yeah.
do it now.
Exactly, for sure. And so let's talk about, we mentioned a little bit about progress, but let's talk about like progress and the journey, because people think, like you said, they want that quick fix. Like, give me the pill so I have like the perfect life. And neither the physical or the mental journey is like that. And so what do you say to those people that are like looking for that quick fix and are trying to not want to feel all of those feelings that are going to come up throughout the progress?
Well, the very first thing I'd say, it would be work. You got to work on your mindset, because it really, as simple and silly as that may sound, like, oh, your mindset. No, it really is the biggest part. And I personally have done so much work with, like, I go to therapy at least once a month. I try. I read a lot of like mindset books, listen to a lot of to
Mm-hmm.
grow my mindset. And we're always working on that. So my first and foremost, it would be work on your mindset, shift that around. Because if you have a negative mindset, if you have a fixed mindset, if you don't want to allow yourself to go in for your journey, you want a quick fix, then I can't help you. There might be people out there that will get you there. I cannot coach you that way,
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm going to coach you, I want you to keep. I'm just going to give you an example. If you want to drop 20 pounds, I want to never put those 20 pounds again.
Yeah.
I want you to stay that way. So many people come to me and they ask me how, like, I was doing so well, but then I put them back. Like, that's people's journeys,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Majority of us are like, oh, I was there, but I'm back. Like, okay, so what steps did you take to come back to work?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you got there, what happened? So those people that got there really fast, those are the people that will come back and say help. If you follow a journey, if you follow the right steps, if you do it right with the right mindset, then I promise you will keep those pounds off, or whatever your goal
Mm-hmm.
is. And so I tell my clients, this is not going to be quick. It's not a 30-day fix. You're in for a journey. I've worked with clients I have a current client. She's been working for like 2 to 3 years with me now, maybe 3 years. Like, it's a long journey, but it's not a matter of a quick fix, because in that journey you change your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change.
Mm-hmm.
You make all these habits. Like I said, we work all the things: mental health, physical health. So it's
Right.
not easy.
Yeah. So, what kind of feelings could they expect to experience going through this journey?
Um, all of the feelings. I mean, you're unpeeling all the layers, and I'm not a therapist. Like,
Yeah.
my scope of practice is not there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go there. I don't go that far. Of course, I have clients that definitely just like pour their heart at me, and but it definitely goes beyond my scope of practice.
Yeah, but like it
But
comes like with frustration, right? Like, cause like I guess with people they want to see a quick fix, so like they don't
mhm.
see the quick fix, so then like they guess they come up with like, so like I know with like me with when I started working out, I'm like this is taking forever, and I started getting frustrated, and then I started getting angry, and then I started like I was feeling a lot of different emotions, and so what kind of emotions would people feel when they're not seeing the progress that they want to see?
Impatient is the biggest one.
Oh
People get very impatient. Oh, and that's people quit that way. People leave programs because they don't see anything,
yeah.
right? Like if you were seeing something, like you would just stick around.
Yeah.
People don't see result, people don't see change. But the thing is that when it comes to health and fitness, change can happen so many different ways. Like it's not always pounds lost, it's not always being slimmer, it's not always about hitting PRs at the gym. Like it's not always about that.
Yeah.
There is so much more up here, right? Like
Yeah.
when it comes to mental health.
Mhm.
Like I have so many clients that are like, since I started working out, like I still look the same, but I just feel so much better. My husband can see the difference that exercise, like that is a change, right? Like it's not always losing weight, gaining weight, putting on muscle. It's not always physically. Um, those are the things that we first start to realize or first start to notice.
Mhm.
Oh, my clothes are starting to fit different. I'm looking better.
Yeah.
But strength gain, like that's a huge one. People get stronger. And like I said, just like a mental health release.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like a lot of like partners notice that from their spouses. And that's huge when other people start to notice those little changes, right?
Yeah, and it really helps with the confidence level.
100%. Like that's a big one. People often want to start their journey to gain confidence. I want to train people that, like, my goal as a coach is, if you have to go and put a bathing suit on tomorrow to go to Mexico, I want you to rock that bathing suit instead of being like, oh no, I have a month to go to Mexico, like help me.
Mm.
Like I want people to be so freaking comfortable in their own bodies that they will rock a freaking bathing suit tomorrow, today,
Yeah.
like why wait, oh, in 3 months? Like why work towards something that it's in the future? Like what if
Mhm.
you don't get tomorrow? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And so how do you do that with your clients? Like, is that like a long process to get them to that realization that they can love their body as it is now compared to waiting for the change to happen? Because in
Right.
all reality, what really does happen in the long run is that most times they start to love their body before it really ever really changes anyway. Because, like you said, people are noticing and they're noticing like their pants are feeling a little bit better, and it doesn't have nothing to do with the number on the scale, but
Exactly. And it comes back to the mindset, right? Like one person could have the exact same body shape, like exactly the same body shape 2 months away from each other,
mhm,
but they will be more confident the second month because they have been doing internal work, right? They've been moving. Like without your body really changing, you can do so much work to your mental health actively working on it. Even if you don't change anything,
mhm,
you will feel so much more confident, comfortable in your own skin and your own body a month from today, even if nothing else changes. But it's crazy, it's wild to see how confidence and how the mindset really changes, right?
yeah. What would you say to those people that are struggling with who they are and being who they are as they are now?
Well, to be completely honest with you, everyone suffers from body dysmorphia. Every single person. You could see the most beautiful supermodel, whoever you want to picture. They're gorgeous. You don't see anything wrong with them, and I promise you, they'll have at least one thing they're struggling with. Everyone struggles. But now with the internet, with social media, we tend to compare ourselves to other people. Oh, I want what she has. Well, how about you be okay with what you have? You have four perfectly working limbs. You have a perfectly working body. You are capable of doing this. Why? We're always wishing away what we have
Mhm,
and wanting what other people have. But then when we lose what we have, when we get sick, when we get injured, then we take it for granted. So I
mhm,
feel like we need to work on being kinder to ourselves and our bodies. Like our bodies are incredible machines that do incredible things on a daily basis for us. And I think we need to take like really, really vow to those bodies and love them for what they are. But like I said, I mean, it's easier than done. We all suffer from it, but it's a mindset thing. And like daily affirmations help like plenty, you know, talking to yourself nicely. I actually told this because I teach fitness classes daily. And you know, everyone has a mindset, and sometimes people are just not having a good day. They're angry, they're cranky, they're like, ugh, I'm over this, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, talk to yourself the way you would talk to your daughter. And holy cow, everyone like stopped, you know, because it's
Yeah.
true. Why are you saying that you're dumb? Why are you saying that you're big? Like, there's no point of tearing ourselves that way. And so we're never going to be 100% super happy with our bodies,
Yeah.
whether you think you're ready to go to Cancun tomorrow or not, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could be into CrossFit and have an incredible, incredible body and still not be content with yourself. So we're never going to get to that point. It's just a matter of loving yourself, who you are now, today.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love your little thing where it's like, like if we get sick, then we're like, oh, I wish we felt better. And then if like God forbid, like we lost a hand or an arm or something, then we would love our hand or arm. But why not love it now?
Exactly. And like it sounds silly, it sounds so simple and so small, but it's so big. Like to work on your mindset is really the biggest thing. And it's just investing in your health. Like I said, you invest in all these fitness things. Well, how about we take some of that and put it towards our mental health? Like that is going to be the biggest part. And I think if you can shift your mindset around, you can work on your mental health, you can take on the world. Like I really believe that.
I love that. So just before I let you go, like let's talk a little bit about social media and the mental health because there's so much comparison. You had mentioned comparison, and right away I went like social media comparison, like all over the place, right? And I think social media has an effect on our mental health where some people may not realize just as much how much of an effect it has. Would you agree or?
Oh, 1000%. Oh, 100%. I mean, it has to do with everything because social media gives you like an instant gratification, right? You feel happy, you feel happy. You feel like, how many hours of the day do we just scroll down and waste time? Like, and more, we want more. It's addicting, right? Our brains love that stuff. And you're having a bad day, you hop onto social media and then you start comparing yourself to others. Social media is going to be the highlights of each people's like everyone's life.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very rarely will someone go on social media and express their struggles. You know, like
Yeah.
people will post the highlights, and so that's what we compare ourselves with each other. And it's horrible, but it's a thing. We're in 20, almost 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just part of, sadly, it's not part of life, but we're making it part of life,
Mm-hmm.
which is really, really sad. I think that is one of the biggest struggles, people struggling and just comparing each other, because that's not real life.
Yeah, and I think that's the key is to remind ourselves like that's just a part of their life. That's not all of their
Exactly.
life that they're showing.
Exactly. And I think it's important, especially people with really large social medias. I think it's important to be able to relate and you know, like
Mm-hmm.
this is not true. This is not who you are all the time. Like how about we start showing us with no filters, us with, you know, not always in our peak. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we need to really, really, I mean, my social media is not big. I feel like people with really large platforms really should start to influence people into taking care of themselves instead, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I so agree. Like it's all about the filters in that right now. And it's like,
Exactly.
what are we really teaching the younger generations that are just growing up and just starting to get on social media that what they look like now is not good enough?
Exactly. It's never going to be good enough. And I think we need to normalize therapy and mental health, because right now it's all about let's grow the booty, let's grow the legs, let's grow the abs. Like it's
Yeah.
all very superficial and physical, and it's really not true.
Mm-hmm.
So normalizing mental health, And like I said, peeling all these layers on a daily basis, I think we need to work on that. And I think because it's so important, and it's the biggest part, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I won't take up any more of your time. I appreciate you so much for coming on and talking with us and sharing, your perspective and just kind of giving us a little bit of a tidbit. Like some of the stuff you said, I would never have thought of a way to look at things. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I know all the viewers do too.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I hope this can help at least one person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure it will. And I will put your information in the show notes. So if anybody wants to sign up with you and get their lives, transformed in that, then they'll have their link to your information, okay?
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'll talk to you later.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a good
Bye.
one.
Yes.
Bye. Alrighty then, everybody. Everybody, it's been a pleasure. You heard it here first. Welcome, welcome. Goodbye, everybody. It's been a pleasure. I know there's thousands of podcasts out there, and you all chosen to listen to us. I appreciate and love every single one of you guys. I welcome any reviews, and any recommendations you may have, and you know where to find me. And like I said, I'll let Pili's information in the show notes if you want to get involved and get physically transformed and looking good, and she will help with some mental health and all that. She sounds like she's very dedicated to her clients. So, yeah, have a good one, everybody. Love you all. Take care.